What's up, you guys? It's KP here, bringing my review or my round by round of the Lamont Peterson Amir fight, which happened last night. Watching the fight live, I kind of got the picture that in the early going, Khan was dominant. It came out, it looked exactly like what I figured it was going to look like. Lamont Peterson following him around, and Lamont Peterson just not being active enough, and that's what happened in the first couple rounds. I was watching it with some of my friends, so I didn't get to officially score it, but I figured that Peterson probably edged out the fight the first time I watched it, because as the fight wore on, Peterson just started throwing Khan around, battering him against the ropes, and Khan just seemed to be flailing punches out there, trying to, work like just pure activity to win a decision, and I didn't like that very much. I didn't think Amir Khan looked comfortable in there at all. Peterson definitely shook him up. Today, I found a replay of the fight. I went back and I actually scored it, and I was actually surprised at my scorecard. I'll read it to you round by round. All right. Round one, I gave it to Khan 10-8 round because of the knockdown. The knockdown did not seem legitimate to me. It seemed like it was a trip, but if the ref says it has to be scored as a knockdown, it has to be scored as a knockdown. So 10-8 for Khan. Second round, I gave to Khan 10-9. Just like I said, coming out working. Lamont Peterson wasn't throwing nearly enough punches to just pure activity-wise. He wasn't even keeping up with Khan in these rounds. Now the third round came around, and I gave that round to Peterson 10-9. In the third round is when things started to click for him. He started to block a lot of Khan's shots. He made Khan look silly, put him into the ropes, hit him to the body. And the best thing that Peterson did all night was whenever he'd throw Khan to the ropes, he would loop a right hand to the body and then shoot a right uppercut, kind of like a Mike Tyson combination. He would loop some body shots and then fire uppercuts up through the center, and they would nail Khan clean every time. He started doing that in this round. The fourth round, I gave it to Peterson 10-9. Defensively, Peterson was brilliant in that round. I almost gave him the round purely off defense. But he continued the same thing he did in the third round. He battered him against the ropes. Round 5, I considered the best round for Amir Khan in the whole fight. This is exactly what Khan was supposed to do to win this fight. Move around, stop, ambush Peterson, then continue to move. He stayed on his feet the whole time, stayed on the balls of his feet. His lateral movement was beautiful. His combinations were clean. They weren't just him trying to show you how fast he can move his hands. He was actually putting some power behind his shots. I gave that round 10-9 to Khan. Round 6, same thing pretty much. Peterson came on a little bit better in the 6th round, but Khan still just outworked him. He just seemed like he was waiting too much. Now round 7 is where things started to get interesting. Peterson definitely won the round. Just very good pressure. Just kept Khan looking confused. Kept him pretty much. All he would do when Peterson would come in was ball up against the ropes, shell up, and let Peterson wail on him. And then there was the penalty for pushing, so you had to score that round 10-8 for Peterson. Well, I did. It would either be 9-9 or 10-8. I scored it 10-8 for Peterson because I believe he won the round. Round 8, more of the same. I gave it to Peterson 10-9. Just working the body beautifully. Khan not doing anything but flailing his arms out there, moving, and then getting put into the ropes and battered. 9th round, again to Peterson 10-9. It was a very, very close round. I had an even round going into the last 30 seconds. Then Peterson, he got hurt with that right hand, and I kind of had it for Khan, but then he recovered and started battering Khan against the ropes, and that edged out the round for me for Peterson 10-9. 10th round, I gave to Khan. Peterson in this round seemed to let off the gas a little bit, and I didn't like that. He seemed like, I don't know, he seemed like maybe he was getting fatigued, I don't know, but he didn't seem to do anything in the 10th round. So I gave that round to Khan 10-9. Round 11, I also gave to Khan 10-9. Again, Peterson just not working enough. His trainer's begging him to throw shots. Because, I mean, honestly, when Peterson was throwing shots, he was dominating the fight. I don't know why he didn't throw the shots, but Khan was just keeping him in the center of the ring and outworking him. I mean, you can't. There's only so much you can do with accuracy when you don't throw but maybe 30 punches a round, and Khan's throwing like 70, 80 punches. So, round 11 I gave to Khan. Round 12, another penalty was called, which was kind of ridiculous for the pushing. I'll agree with Peterson. I think the holding down of his head was wrong, but pushing, come on, people push each other all the time in boxing. But Khan dominated the 12th round. So even with the point deduction, I gave it a 9-9 round. I thought Khan won the round, but you had to take a point. So my final scorecard, even though I thought that Peterson won, I thought he probably edged it out the first time. My actual, when I went back and scored it, was 113-112 for Khan. I had Khan winning it on my scorecard. Barely. Again, I didn't think the knockdown in the first round was legitimate, so that if it was me having it my way, I would have made that a 10-9 round. That would have put it dead even. Then if it would have been my way, I wouldn't have took off that last point in the 12th round. Maybe I would have gave him a point deduction somewhere in the other way, but not 2 points. So either way it goes, I had it for Khan by 1 point. It's funny how you can watch something and your emotions, get the best of you, because yeah, I know I predicted Khan to win, but honestly, I was hoping Lamont Peterson was going to pull the upset. He's the kind of fighter that you can't help but pull for. He never seems to get a break. He fought hard against Bradley and Bradley's just in another class. Victor Ortiz, I thought he won that fight. I thought he edged the Victor Ortiz fight, but he got a draw. But yeah, I mean, it's funny how your opinions can be formed off emotions, and you go back and I just, I was calm. I just watched it and I scored it for Khan. I thought I kind of wouldn't find it hard to think that Peterson won, but I mean, some of those rounds were pretty clear on who won, especially the last 3. I think Khan dominated the last 3 rounds. Just Peterson just wasn't doing much of anything. Even though Khan wasn't landing very accurately, he was still working, and Peterson wasn't doing anything. And I'm the kind of person, I'll score it for accuracy any day of the week, as long as you're throwing enough. But he's throwing 30 punches, and Khan's over there throwing 80 punches, looking like he's the fresher fighter. You got to give it to Khan. And Peterson really didn't land any meaningful shots in those rounds either. I did see something about Amir Khan, though, that alarmed me a lot. If him and Bradley fight, I made an earlier video that said I think it would be a very competitive fight. Now I'm thinking more it won't be that competitive, because Khan seems like if you get him to the ropes, if you get him inside, he just doesn't seem to know what to do at all. He just kind of shells up, just like Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao can't fight on the inside either. I guess it's a Freddie Roach thing, but they don't fight on the inside. They only fight in the mid-range. Tim Bradley would eat him for breakfast. Seriously. Tim Bradley loves that kind of fight, because Amir Khan would throw his little jab right combination. Bradley put him against the ropes and wail on him. And if you think Lamont Peterson wailed on him, wait till you see what Tim Bradley would do. Bradley's a much more active fighter than Peterson. I think it would be a lopsided fight. The thing about Peterson is he doesn't have power, neither does Bradley. Bradley throws a lot more punches than Peterson. Just think of this fight and think of a more skilled inside fighter and a more active inside fighter than Peterson, and that's Tim Bradley. I hope that Amir Khan can add something to his inside game, because at this point, to me, it looks non-existent. Doesn't seem like he has any inside game whatsoever, and it's kind of hard to believe that. I mean, No, I mean, literally all he does is put his hands on his temples and wait for the ref to separate him and try to clinch. He doesn't even throw punches or anything. That's not gonna work. I mean, if he wants to fight like Floyd Mayweather, get real, dude. There's no way. There's no way in hell he would beat a Floyd Mayweather. Not at this point. He doesn't have enough dimensions to him to beat someone like Floyd Mayweather. If he fought Pacquiao, I think Pacquiao would kill him. Pacquiao does what Khan does, but he does it better, and he hits harder. So a lot of you people thinking, I know a lot of people are starting to say that Khan would beat Pacquiao. I really don't see that being a competitive fight either. That'd probably be an 8th or 9th round knockout for Pacquiao. Because Khan's defense, his defense too, man. I mean, defense was horrible. I mean, to be so fast, with his hands and his feet, you think his wits would be a little faster, like his reflexes. He gets hit too much for my liking, but anyways, it was a terrific fight. I feel good for Lamont Peterson, although I did predict Khan to win. I was wrong, and my scorecard says Khan won, but my scorecard doesn't count. I'm not a professional judge. Good. I mean, props to Lamont Peterson. He was a huge underdog, and he exposed Khan pretty good in this fight. What do you guys think? Leave me some comments. Let's get a discussion going. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.